Hi, I'm Satvik.
And I'm Ashish. One random day, we decided to start a clothing brand. But here's the thing, we were bored. Everywhere we looked, it was the same styles. Not unique and honestly not interesting stories.
So we started thinking, how can we make something different? Something real. Something that connects people back to their roots.
And that's when we realized India's textile holds centuries of stories, woven, dyed, embroidered, but largely forgotten. Honestly, this isn't about clothing, it's about culture, it's about heritage, and honestly about rediscovering India.
That's why we made a decision to travel across every state in India. We wanted to learn about the textiles from the people who make it and who kept it alive for generations. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏಜ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸು?
ನಮ್ಮ ಏಜ್ ಬಂದು ಇವಾಗ 58 ವರ್ಷ.
ಓಕೆ.
ಹಾಂ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು?
ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಹನುಮಂತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
ಸೊ ಇದೆಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು?
ನಾವು 35 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ ಕೆಲಸ.
ಓಕೆ. ಅವಾಗಿಂದ ಇದೇ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ?
ಮಾಮೂಲು ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಹಂಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಓಕೆ.
ಸೊ ಅವರೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಾಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ?
ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಬರೋದು ಇದು.
ಓಕೆ.
ಸ್ವಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರು ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟು, ಶ್ರೀ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲೂಮ್ ವೀವರ್ಸ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಮೊಳಕಾಲ್ಮೂರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಘ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದು 1998ರಲ್ಲಿ. 182 ಸದಸ್ಯರಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ 25 ಲೂಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
One of the most important things a cooperative does is supply the artisans with raw materials. First, they supply them with reshme, which is the silk that is essentially the whole body of the saree. Second, they provide them with zari, which is a golden thread which is used as the shiny borders and the specific motifs. Third is the warp. These are the long threads that essentially become the backbone of the saree. And sometimes, when an artisan can't even afford a loom, the cooperative society provides them with one. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಾ? ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಕೂಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು.
ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
6 ಗಂಟೆ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ 6 ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
12 ಅವರ್. ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಸಂಡೇನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ?
ಹಾಂ, ಡೈಲಿ.
ಸೊ 7 ದಿವಸನೂ 12 hours a day.
A Molakalmuru saree is special because of its two distinctive color play, where the shade of the body and the pallu are very contrasting. And the motifs are inspired by grand and royal heritage, be it chariots, peacocks, and other such royal symbols. The Molakalmuru saree is prepared in 3 distinctive stages. The first stage being warping. In this stage, fine mulberry silk yarn is acquired, but each silk thread is too thin to be used in the final product. So, processes like heating and twisting are used to combine multiple silk threads into one strong tensile thread that can be used in the final product. This process requires careful tension and alignment to make sure the uniformity of the product is maintained and the quality is assured for the final product. The second stage is dyeing. Here is where the saree's yarn get their distinctive dual tone appearance. The yarn then goes through traditional tie and dye methods by skilled artisans. They use both direct dyes and acid dyes. In controlled environments, submerge them in both hot and cold dye baths to get the contrasting colors. Once the fiber absorbs the color, they are then washed in fresh water to remove excess dye and then naturally dried under the sun. The popular dye colors include red, blue, green, yellow, black, maroon, and mustard. The popular colors that make the color palette for a Molakalmuru saree.
The third and final stage in this process is weaving. After dyeing, the yarn is sent directly to the handloom weavers. Here, it's manufactured with 2 processes. The first is handloom weaving and second is power loom weaving. In handloom weaving, the artisan manually controls every thread using foot pedals and hand shuttles. This gives the saree a softer feel, precise motifs, and the highest level of craftsmanship. The second is power loom weaving. In this method, machine assists the weaving process, making the production way faster and slightly more affordable. However, it lacks the minute detailing and the textures that you get from handloom weaving. And to bring the intricate motifs to life, such as peacocks, temples, elephants, chariots, weavers use a punch card mechanism. Each punch card is like a coded sheet that controls how threads lift and fall down on the loom. Thousands of tiny holes represent the design pattern. When weavers want a new design, they have to design a whole new punch card entirely, which is time consuming and costly. This means the artisans have very little flexibility in experimenting with new styles frequently. Weaving one sari takes 7 days of work, nearly 12 hours a day for one artisan to make the whole Molakalmuru saree. This is why the people there can only produce this X amount of sarees every single day. This is causing people to get very little profits and very little wages because it is so time consuming. On the other hand, with new technology, there's a third technique that is made with machines. People do call it Molakalmuru sarees, but it's not actually handicrafted by the artisans. So it somewhat loses its value. But none of us know that. A machine-made saree can be done in like 3 to 4 hours. This is where the local artisans are finding it hard to maintain their livelihood. Because even if it's handmade or machine-made, the sarees are sold at almost the same price. But one person is earning 3,000 rupees, but the other person here is earning 500 rupees per day. So this creates a very big contrast. That is why it's gone from 5,000 looms to 500 looms in just 30 years. So when we do not help these kind of artisans, we lose out on a lot of culture and heritage. So I think it's time we go up and support each of these artisans and find out what are the clothes we are buying, how it is made, and if it is actually supporting the people that are making these, which is time consuming, but also displays our culture and tradition in such a good way.
ಇದು ಸುಮಾರಾಗಿ ಒಂದು 25ರಿಂದ 30 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ 4,000 ಲೂಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. 4,000 ಲೂಮ್ಸಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು 500 600 ಲೂಮ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ,
5,000 ಲೂಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ?
ಒಂದು 30 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ.
30 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗೆ 5,000 ಲೂಮ್ಸ್.
35ರಿಂದ 40 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸರ್.
This is where traditional handlooms lose the battle. Machines bring efficiency, but they also strip away the soul and artistry of these handlooms that are woven with love and hand.
The new generation is moving away from traditional crafts. They're choosing new paths such as IT, modern jobs, or they're pursuing higher studies. This has left the old techniques with no future. So, ಇವಾಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಕಲಿತಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಕಲಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಲ್ತಿರೋರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಹೊಸ ಮಾದರಿ ಸೀರೆಗಳು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಸರ್. ಆ ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇದರಿಂದನೇ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ. ಕಾರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೀರೆ ನೇಯ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ. ಆ ಸೀಗೆ ಇದು ಡಿಸೈನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಆಗೋದಾದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಅಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾರಾಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ 25ರಿಂದ 30,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಹೊರೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ.
This is so heartbreaking to think about because this isn't just about a livelihood, it's about heritage. So when a craft disappears, our culture and heritage disappears with it.